As a medic, you need to be able to outgun the assault players, outshoot the support players, and outsnipe the scouts. You need to heal your teammates and even bring them back from the dead, all while capturing objectives, issuing orders, and destroying the odd tank or two. As a medic, you're the backbone of your squad. You need to be selfless yet circumspect. You'll need to use your situational awareness to decide whether to go for the revive or clear the area first. You need to keep yourself alive so that you can keep your teammates alive, watching where they go and what trouble they get themselves into. The medic is my favourite class to play, and you could say it's the easiest as it has some of the simplest handling guns in the game, with variations that go from close-range auto rifles that can take on SMGs to long-range semi-automatics that are as accurate as a sniper rifle. I thought I'd share my go-to medic classes, so if you're not sure where to start with the class or fancy trying something a little different, my setups could give you some inspiration or maybe even get you further up the Battlefield 1 leaderboards. Right, let's take a look at my favourite medic go-to class setups, starting with the M1916 Scalespeeder Marksman. I've used this gun an awful lot in Battlefield 1 because of its high accuracy, but most importantly its big magazine. This thing has got a 26 round magazine, which I think is the biggest in the game, which means that if, like me, if you're a little bit inaccurate with your fire and you tend to miss a lot, you can keep blasting away at your target and you're going to hit them before you need to reload. It also means as you're moving around you don't need to reload as much, and I noticed definitely when I first started playing Battlefield and for a long time, those kills where you get killed, where you're reloading, are pretty common. So if you can have a nice big magazine that stops you having to do that, you die less often, which is a good thing. Now, the catch with the M1916 is its fire rate. It only fires at 225 rounds a minute, which means that no matter how fast you are on the trigger finger with the semi-automatic rifle, you're never going to be able to compete with submachine guns or light machine guns up close. So you have to be very careful. You have to keep your distance with the M1916. You always really want to be engaging people at medium to long range. So as you come to corners and tight spots, move away from the corner so you're giving yourself space. I mean, if you headshot them, you can kill people in 2 shots or 1 if they're injured, but it's normally a 3 shot to the body kill every single time. But this is a fantastic rifle, a great starting rifle for the medic, and as I say, that big magazine and that accuracy makes it definitely want to try. Now the actual setup I use is I use 2.5 times magnification, which isn't much, but basically you're using the marksman because it gives you that optical sight, and the advantage for me of using optical sight is that when I have iron sight, I lose my target quite a lot of the time when the gun gets in the way. So I use the optical sight, and then as I have it nice and low, down at sort of 2.5, and I treat it a bit like a red dot sight. Optics, obviously up to you. I don't bother with a bayonet. The gun seems better balanced without it. My sidearm, I always go the M1911. And gadget-wise, and all these gadgets and grenades and knives, they're the same across all of my medic classes. They don't change. First thing, medical syringe. Gotta have the medical syringe. It's great for reviving your teammates, and you can keep those assaults or the defences going. You can keep the momentum going by reviving all those support assaults and snipers as they get mowed down. And gadget 2 is the bandage pouch. Now, lots of people run the health boxes that you drop, and they're great, and you can get more points with health boxes because they will heal a lot more people around the area. But the problem with the boxes is they only work when you're not under fire, so you're not suppressed, and you can't use them on the run. Where with the bandage pouch, what you can actually do is, even if you're under fire, so you're suppressed and taking fire, you can throw a bandage on the ground, run over it, and you'll start healing. You can also throw it to your teammates while they're under fire, and they'll start healing. And you can also kind of, if you're in a tight situation, you think you're about to be attacked, you can throw a few bandage pouches on the ground, and so if you start taking hits, you don't have to worry about throwing it down. You can just move around, stray from side to side, and pick up the bandage pouch, and you get loads of points just as you're running around the map with your teammates, lobbing bandages at them with the R1 shoulder button. And it's, you know, it's the great technique. As you're running, you drop one on the floor, you run over it, and it heals you. So it's good. Grenades. Now, I always take the light anti-tank grenade, no matter what I'm playing. You might say, Rob, the stick grenade's much better, or the impact grenade's much better. But you can still kill infantry with a light anti-tank grenade. But for me, I always have it, because every now and again you'll come across a tank or a artillery truck that's been damaged, and maybe they're hiding, you know, they're retreating from your assault teammates, and you can just lob a light anti-tank grenade and you'll take it out. It also means that you're doing your bit against tanks. You know, you see a tank, you fire, you lob your anti-tank grenade at it, you do it some damage, and you're doing your bit to help against armour. So, the Sebslätter M1916, it's great for the more open maps, like when you're playing things like Conquest, where you're hanging back a little bit and you're engaging from range, and you're using its high accuracy and its high magazine count to blast at the enemies. Now, as you get a little bit more skilled and a little bit more accurate, you can move on to the Mondragon Sniper. Now, the Mondragon Sniper behaves very similarly to the 1916, but it has a higher rate of fire. It fires at 257 bullets a minute, which means that as long as you're fast enough on the trigger, you've got enough rate of fire to take on SMGs and LMGs up close. So when you've got the Mondragon Sniper, you can take people on at range using the optical scope, but if you walk around a corner and there's a guy there with MP18, as long as you start firing fast enough, you can get 3 bullets into him, because it's normally a 3-bullet kill all the time, and you will take them down, and it is very, very good for that. The catch with the Mondragon Sniper is it only has a 10-round magazine, and it takes a long time to reload when you're empty, so you've got to think quite a lot when you're using it. You've got to, you know, once you've fired off 3 or 4 shots, you've got to start thinking, okay, I haven't got that many left, and then you'll have to go somewhere safe, lie down, go behind a wall, and reload. You can take out sort of 2 enemies in a row with the Mondragon Sniper, as long as you're accurate and you're getting all those bullets into them. And it is incredibly accurate at long range as well. Just like the 1916, you can out-snipe the scout class with the Mondragon Sniper. It is more of a scalpel than the M1916, because with the Mondragon Sniper you do have to be careful, and you've got to be thinking a lot of the time. If you run into a bunch of enemies, you just haven't got enough bullets to take them down. You've got to be ready to whip out your sidearm and finish them off that way. However, I now prefer the Mondragon Sniper to the M1916, because I know I have the confidence that if I run into a building and there's somebody there, it fires fast enough, even if they've got a submachine gun, for me to kill them. You know, I can compete on level terms. Not against shotguns, but against SMGs and LMGs, you can definitely compete, and you can also compete at medium to long range. Now, time for the Joker in the pack. Probably, this is probably my favourite weapon at the moment in Battlefield 1, the M1907 SL factory version. Now, you may want to go for the M1907 Sweeper, which is a fully automatic version of the semi-automatic rifle, but I like it seems like the M1907 factory, you can fire faster with a manual trigger figure, and it's also more accurate because obviously you can slow that down. Now, the beauty with the M1907, and which makes it such a good tool, is it has a really fast rate of fire, so 300 rounds a minute, and it has a nice big magazine with I think 21 rounds in the magazine. And with this gun, you really can compete with groups of enemies up close. So when you're coming in to capture an objective, say a flag in Conquest, or especially when you're playing, say, front lines or operations, where there's going to be lots of people on the flag. You know, often when you're playing Conquest, there might only be 1 or 2 people on the flag, so you can get away with using the Mondragon or the M1916. But when you're in operations or front lines, or even rush, you know, you get onto that flag and there could be several enemies on that flag, and with that big 21 round magazine and that big 300 rounds per minute rate of fire, the M1907 allows you to compete on level terms with those submachine guns, with those light machine guns too, and it is very, very good for that. The catch with the M1907 is it is rubbish at medium to long range. Don't get me wrong, I mean, you can take people out at medium to long range, but you're going to be using an awful lot of those 21 bullets to do so. I think this gun, now I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this gun pretty quickly turns from like a 4-shot kill to 5, 6, 7 shots at range. You get, basically, because a lot of the time you're missing with it. But trust me, if you want to get near the top of the leaderboards on any of the Battlefield 1 objective game modes, where you're going to be contesting points against assault players, against support players, the M1907 factory helps you to do that with that really fast rate of fire, that big magazine. It has a very fast reload speed as well. Let's have a quick look to see how I set it up. I put the buckhorn sight on it, so I'm not a big fan of iron sights. If this had an optical sight, it would be damn near perfect. And again, I put the highest magnification 2 times, and I don't bother with the bayonet. And as I say, I'm running my normal 1911 sidearm, medical syringe, bandage pouch, anti-tank grenade, and a knife. But yeah, definitely the M1907 factory or the sweeper version, which is the fully automatic version. Try them out if you're going to get dirty, going toe to toe with assault and support players. You will be able to take them on, you will be able to beat them, and because you can self-heal yourself, you can hold points for a long time, because you can heal yourself, you can heal your teammates, and you can revive the teammates. Very, very powerful weapon indeed, and probably one of the most underused weapons in Battlefield 1. So anyway, there we go. They're all my go-to medic classes. We talked about the M1916, a great starter rifle with a high accuracy, nice big magazine, but a slow rate of fire, so good at medium to long range. The Mondragon sniper, fast rate of fire, but a small magazine, so you've got to be very accurate with this weapon. But you can compete up close with SMGs and LMGs, but you've got that small magazine, so you've got to be careful. And then the M1907 factory, very fast rate of fire, nice big magazine, fast to reload, but only really good when you're going toe to toe, we're going to nose with those enemies on the points, because it's not very good at medium to long range. Well, there we go. I hope that helps. Hope that gives you some ideas for your classes. Thank you very much for watching. Put your ideas in the comments down below, and I will see you again soon.